For a game as centered in the late 90s punk skater aesthetic as it is, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is oddly restrained when starting a new game. Career mode's the only way to gain skate parks to mess around in, so a starting player's basically forced to fumble around the first stage forever until they get used to the controls. And make no mistake, the hangar does an excellent job of guiding the player. It's a very small area, with only one major visible half-pipe and 2 secret areas, and it has surfaces for the player to grind on basically everywhere. It adds metaphorical training wheels to your skateboard, has super lenient challenge goals that even a total novice can figure out in their first runs, and teaches the player the basics in as safe of a way as possible. Then you unlock School 2, which kicks the training wheels off, pushes the player down the stairs, and watches as they break their nose from the fall. And there's no more liberating feeling than the sheer freedom it provides. School 2 is 3 times as large as Hangar, and an initial playthrough of it is gonna be completely overwhelming in the best way possible. You only have 2 minutes to explore a stage in Pro Skater 2, and that's not nearly enough time to see all there is to see and do all there is to do in School 2, especially fumbling around and eating it after you fail a jump. There's a courtyard, multiple hallways and staircases, a massive leap of faith to take, ramps hidden on the sides of buildings, a rooftop area, planters, drinking fountains you can grind on. If you see it, you can go to it. This kind of do-everything attitude really starts to open up the Pro Skater series' deeper mechanics. Every time you play through the level, you may see a thing and think, I wonder what happens if I go off there, or do a thing here. So you do, jumping off a ledge or grinding across a set of handrails, and when you do, the game tells you that you've found a gap and adds a neat little bonus multiplier to your score for it. Gaps are just that. Little gaps or specific areas to trick off of that the developers think would be cool for the player to accomplish. And when you get one, you start hunting for more. And the more gaps you find, the more you start planning out how to nail that perfect high score run. That I'll never be able to do because I'm garbage at Tony Hawk. But still, what drives this even further is the stage checklist. Pro Skater games focus on a specific set of objectives for a player to accomplish during a single run. From destroying a bunch of objects to getting a high score to finding a secret VHS tape. Finishing each objective gives the player money, which continually unlocks new stages at certain thresholds, while also letting the player improve their stats and buy new tricks. These serve to prime a player to enjoy their newfound freedom even further. The letters of the word skate and hall pass keys fly around the school, the player taking note each time they see one so they can plan a route for later where they'll snatch them all up. You have no idea what a TC gap is that you have to do a kickflip over, but that makes you just jump across everything until you find it, and then nail a trick in order to finally get a prize. And the secret tape here? Oh man, finding it's a challenge, but figuring out how to get it after you see it is awesome. It seems impossible, until you start to notice how jumping off of ramps works. Then you see skid marks in this courtyard down a ramp, and a quarter pipe specifically designed for building up speed. You trick off this planter, you feel incredible as you soar to the roof, and you nab the tape. There is just so much that School 2 does right, that it's honestly kinda scary a sports game got it so perfect on just the second try. You have to avoid a way past fast golf cart driven by then Neversoft president Joel Jewett, just tempting you to do a trick off of it, as it's the only real obstacle in the level. Specific parts of the school are ripped straight from famous Southern California skate spots, making it a kind of greatest hits celebration of the SoCal skate scene, and translating the fun and thrill felt by real-life skaters directly into the game. Setting the whole stage in a school meshes with Pro Skater's punk themes perfectly, giving that extra kick of flippant disregard for safety and rules in order to cap off how great it feels to skate around. Heck, there's even a secret area to discover that remains permanently unlocked after you solve its mystery the first time, serving as a kind of bragging rights secret. Many a player may wonder what the Open Sesame grind might actually do or mean, and the most dedicated will dash right to it from the word go in order to unlock the gymnasium. The gym is host to an empty swimming pool and basketball court that make for some of the most fun and ridiculous trick areas of any Tony Hawk game. The world is the skater's oyster. Every surface hides another gap or another thing to trick off of and extend a combo, and that's a rare thing for games now, let alone a PlayStation 1/Dreamcast/N64 game to pull off. There are other stages in the Pro Skater series that are fun and dynamic. Foundry from Pro Skater 3 has a strong case for this same feeling, but the way that Pro Skater 2 builds and conditions the player before pushing them forward and telling them to go wild it's just something else. If nothing else, the Hawk knew how to design for freedom.